plenty of time. You'll have plenty of time to talk afterwards. I don't want to have to scream at you guys. First of all, because Gina is kind enough to record our meetings for us, and me having to stop every 5 seconds to tell you guys to be quiet doesn't come across very well on YouTube. Okay? So we need to make sure that we're being respectful to people that are up here and listening when we need to listen. Alright? Everybody got that? Yes! Thank you. Now, I have an announcement that I want to make first before we get any further. The weather has not been cooperating, as you know. The rain has destroyed my yard. Some people got stuck in mud last week. And thank you to the people that...
Could you be buffalo? You're like right in the... Thank you.
But anyways, to alleviate that problem in the future, what we're going to do, if it's yucky weather, we need to park down at the school. I know some of you park down there today. We're trying to get everyone to park down there. And we will run a shuttle or whatever. Ben's running people back and forth. So you don't have to walk, okay? Just wait down there for a few minutes and then we'll get called up and bring them up, okay? Yeah, he said he
we wanted candy, so we got in the car.
Alright, so that's the plan when we have excessive rain. Okay, once the ground freezes, we're good. You guys can park over here again once the ground freezes, okay? But if it's mucky and yucky like it was last week and like it is today, we don't want you parking out in the yard, okay? Secondly, with the weather, if school is canceled for Northern local schools, there will not be Rise Above that day. We're going to follow the same schedule that they follow. I don't want to be responsible for you guys, and I know you're dedicated. I know you are, and I know if there was no school, you'd be here at my house anyway. That's why I'm telling you, if there's not any school, I don't want you to be, hey, I don't want to be responsible for somebody being so dedicated that they come and they get in a wreck, okay? So if there's not school for Northern local, there will not be Rise Above. Can we come visit you every Wednesday?
No.
You come visit me?
No.
On your own terms, I guess. And believe me, we'll just have to pray that the bad weather is on any other day than Tuesday. Okay? I don't want to have to cancel. That should be the only reason I would ever have to cancel it, okay? If I'm not going to be here for some reason or I'm sick or whatever, I'll wait till alright? There will always be Rise Above unless there's no school. Got it? Okay. Now, anybody have a birthday in the past week? Stand up if you did. Parents is anybody else? Really?
What? No! I'm at your line point. Come on.
Alright, this is Karen, and I also want to say Chelsea's mama, who usually comes to be with us tonight, is Kelly. She is having a birthday on Thursday, right? And then also next week, this is one of Krista, and her birthday is today. So we'll go ahead and sing happy birthday. Are you guys ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rise Abovers. Happy birthday to you. All right. I got newbies here today. Happy day. Stand up. Alright, this is where I need really quiet because some of our newbies like to say their names really quiet. We want to hear what they really are named so I don't have to make something up, okay? Okay. And you go to Sheridan then. We have Caitlin's mom, Sheila.
Right.
This is Paige Cash Star. And you go to Fairfield Union. No, you're not. Over here we have.
I'm Don Coletta. I'm from Pataskala. I'm a local author and I'm the director of Icebreaker Care Center and Mindy Studies.
Yeah. have one unless you are 5th grade or younger. Their book. Mindy, you want to stand up and tell us about your book and what it's called and what it stands for while I'm doing this? Stand up if you're a little one. If you're 5th grade or younger, stand up.
Okay.
Okay, sit down and be quiet while you stand.
Okay, the book is called Puppy Set, and it's a book written about puppy care, teaching children how to take care of their puppy. It's written from my dog's perspective, so my dog Brock is telling the entire story from the time I rescued him to up to date. And it takes you through all the steps of puppy training, what he went through, and what your puppy is thinking, and how you learn to understand what your puppy is thinking, so you're more in tune with each other, so you can have a wonderful, happy life together. So it's a really fun little book. We have wonderful illustrations, cartoons in it, and everyone should have one. There you go. Website, or it's at Barnes & Noble, and in fact, my dog Rock and I were running the Columbus morning show earlier this year on the Fox channel, and it was kind of fun.
The Christmas you can also like them on Facebook, and they have Twitter feed as well, right? Twitter? I'm sorry? I said please like us on Facebook. Please like them on Facebook, okay? They need your fans. It's called Puppy Six. Puppy Six. Like the smell. Six. Okay? All of you. Right? You can get it on my page too. The bracelets for the new members. We just want to explain real fast what the bracelets are for. Right. Did you guys hear what he said? The new
Yes.
They are to remind us not to bully, whether it's to remind yourself or remind someone else. You can snap it at yourself, you can snap it at someone else, okay? Alright, that's a reminder. Alright. Prizes for last week's challenge. Do you guys remember what last week's challenge was?
Yes. Are they angry?
Get a medley, stand up. Quiet, please. Quiet.
Focus.
She lied. She thought she did. She didn't. Caitlin? Oh, you guys don't know. I know.
You have to be respectful of someone in higher authority, and then you have to help people.
Right. Shut up! Guys, this really isn't going to look really good on YouTube with everyone telling each other to shut up. Okay, so please be respectful. Alright? It was to practice respecting those in authority over you. Okay, choose someone that you had not always respected in the past. Maybe a teacher, an administrator, your parent, grandparent, your job, something like that. And you were supposed to go out of your way to help that person in some way last week. Okay? If you got in an argument with them, you were to back off and let them have the last word of the conversation. Remember that part? And as a bonus challenge, you were to write them a note of apology for not respecting them in the past and tell them that you would respect them in the future. How many of you did that challenge?
As a challenge, we put down the papers, but actually did not.
If you actually did, now I know what it is. Stand up. Stand up if you did. First of all, round of applause for those who did it. So, dark bugs. Whoa, don't you know? Thank you. Now, my cabinet is getting so full because so many people have brought so many nice things to me this week, and I just want to recognize a few people first. Now, I really appreciate every time someone brings me something. I'm running out of wall space, but I do love everything that everyone has been bringing. So I want to share some of the things that I've been given today. First of all, a lot of people have been asking me what this is. Can you guys see that it says I love you?
Yeah.
Paige Cash Dollar, one of our newbies, brought this to me today. It is made out of the wax that was collected from the candles that were burned at Lauren's candlelight vigils. So this is very special, and I just want to thank you, Paige, for bringing that. And then we have Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor, stand up, Miss Taylor, who brought me these today. And this is the whole story of the giving tree, which is Lauren's story that I read to you guys before. Some of you may or may not have been here. But if you haven't had a chance to read the giving tree, she's typed it all out on here so you can have a chance. I'll be posting it. You'll have a chance to read it at your own leisure. Everyone should read this, okay? Excellent. Thank you, Taylor. And also, last but not least, Miss Katie Larimer brought a little ornament for my tree. It says peace. And I have done my Christmas tree all in purple this year. It's beautiful. So thank you, Miss Katie. And I also want to give a shout out to the Hot family, stand up Chelsea, who brought our little Christmas tree back there. Thank you for that. Now, on with the show. Yes. We have a talent share tonight. Are you ready, Olivia? Miss Olivia Deli, please make her welcome. Yes, we do need quiet. Thank you. Okay, if I get really, really nervous, I might turn around and face the wall.
That's fine.
Love you, Liv. I love you. booked up as far as sharing stories and things like that for probably about a month, but I will keep on the schedule. As a matter of fact, I just got a calendar. We're going to start putting people's names on the calendar. So if I have you scheduled, I usually let you know the day ahead of time. Hey, you're scheduled. Are you going to be able to do it? Don't back out on me. If you ask to do it, be prepared, okay? If you want to do it, great. If you don't ask. Okay. So sharing our stories. The reason why we have people come up and share our story is because we want to get to know each other better. And today we are going to get to know Blaze pretty well.
Want me up there?
Yeah.
Move. I'm up there.
You're a bit taller. Alright, I just got braces, so you guys have to bear with me. So let's do it. Well, back when I was younger, I was into sports. Like, I played soccer for 6 years. Played football and basketball. And when I was 10, my dad told me that I couldn't be anything. And I should just give up on sports and everything else because I was so small. And I got bullied because I was small and everything. I wasn't doing it. And I moved out here. I was small until last year. I'm still pretty small actually. Next year, I was short until last year. And then I got picked on a lot. I got jumped a couple times just because people pushed me around. And then I got sick and tired of getting pushed around, so I started fighting back. I got in multiple fights when I was in middle school. I haven't been in a fight since my best friend passed. Because me and him got in an argument, and a week later he died. I figured everybody's life is precious. Don't argue. Don't be mean to anyone. Just don't go the last time you were
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Was taken over the summer by a car accident, and there are a lot of people that had issue with her that are sorry now that they did, because they didn't have a chance to make it right. So that's what prompted me to start this group, was that you never know when your last day is going to be. You never know when your friend's last day might be, or your enemy. And trust me, anything that you say that's hurtful to someone, and they die the next day, you're going to be sorry. I don't care how much you hated them. You will be sorry. Okay? Take my word for it. So this is Lauren, and we made this group in memory of her. The angel wings were just contributed this week, and she got her angel wings, and we just love to talk about the fact that we can make a difference, because when we come together as a group, you guys have made your choice to come here every single week and make a difference in your lives. Who do we make a difference? We're not out to stop the bullies. Who are we out to change? Ourselves, right? That's why we come here, to learn how to change ourselves, so that we can treat people the way that they deserve to be treated, the way that we should treat them. Okay? Now, I want to do a little icebreaker first here this morning, or this evening. Sorry. I'm sorry. What I want you guys to do is I want you to divide yourself into groups based on what you think you cannot go one single day without. Okay? Let's get some ideas first. Hold on, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Your phone. What else? What else? Friends. Family. A vehicle. Music. Okay? Yes. Facebook. A shower. Hope. Okay. Alright, let's do this, okay? Let's take out everything that everybody said that is like friends, family, things. I want tangible stuff, okay? I want you to think of the thing that you have in your life right now, whether it be a piece of pizza, Facebook, your phone, your car, whatever, something tangible that you think you could not go one day without, or if you did, it would be really stinking hard, okay? Divide yourself into groups based on that. I don't care if you're all in one big group for Facebook, if that's what you all think, okay? But I need you to divide yourself. I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to call time, okay? So start talking.
He forgot one.
I'm alright, actually.
Is it making you cold?
Alright guys, I need you quiet.
I would have stuck a
Sorry, you're not quiet. We're running too late on time, okay? I need to make sure I get through the lesson. Alright, the reason why I had you guys decide those things you'll find out later, okay? First, we are going to learn what the point of our lesson is today.
Self-control.
Self-control! Oh yeah! Okay, who knows what self-control is?
It's where there's something you really want to do, like, say, I don't know, like, you really want to text someone that you know it's about time for them, like, you have to rein yourself in.
You have to rein yourself in. That's good words. Okay, anybody else have the definition of the here? Okay, let me tell you what the dictionary says, okay? Self-control is control of your emotions, desires, or actions by your own will. How many of you guys have heard of willpower? Okay, that's what we're talking about. It's controlling your emotions, your actions, your desires by use of willpower. Okay? Now, self-control, your will, we'll call it a muscle tonight. Because it's just like when you work out. Okay? You work out your muscles, you get stronger. Self-control is the same way. If that's something that you do on purpose every day, it's something that's going to get stronger. Now, if your self-control, your will, gets stronger, it's going to become easier for you to control yourself. Why is it good to have self-control? Oh, we should just have no self-control? Keep yourself in your imagination. No. Yes, you're in control of yourself and nobody else. Right? Okay, yes. So you don't hurt yourself? Good, those are all the answers. Right?
Huh?
Correct. Okay, let's get into it a little bit deeper, okay? Some examples of self-control. You guys think of any examples? What would be an example of somebody using self-control, Brad? Very good, very good. Give me another example.
Someone's talking bad about your mom, not the function.
Not so much. Okay, okay, Barb?
Oh, I got a funny one. It's funny now, but it wasn't at the time. When I was married and this woman went out with my husband, you don't know what I wanted to do, but I didn't.
Okay. Okay, that requires self-control. Let me tell you some other things. Oh, yes. Very good. Drugs. Choosing not to do drugs or alcohol or something like that. That's self-control. Okay. Thank you. How about dieting? That's self-control? It took a lot of self-control for me not to go up there and eat 6 more pieces of pizza. I love me some pizza. Okay? I ate 2 pieces. But trust me, I like to eat about 3 more. Okay? Self-control. Now, how about budgeting, like for Christmas gifts?
Yeah, Brian.
Spending, like say you have a credit card, okay? Some of you might have your parents' credit card or whatever, and your mom tells you you spent $50, that's it. And you got your credit card, and you see something that's $50, and then you see something that's like 30 more bucks that you want, okay? It takes self-control not to buy them. Not to buy them, right? To stay within a budget. That takes self-control, okay? How about keeping your mouth shut when you need to? You guys are not very self-control-ish tonight. It takes self-control not to say something every time I say something that you will respond to, right? It takes self-control to close your mouth. It takes self-control to close your mouth when someone makes you angry. That takes a lot more self-control, okay? You might be able to stay quiet in here while I'm talking because I'm not making you angry. But someone tries to steal your boyfriend tomorrow, and you got a lot more self-control. Okay? How about we just had Thanksgiving? Did it take self-control for you guys not to eat until you pop on Thanksgiving? Okay? So how many of you guys had more than one piece of pie? Why would you have more than one piece of pie?
Because that's delicious.
Okay? Now listen, I'm making a point here. I'm making a point. You have more than one piece of pie because it tastes good. Okay? You like the way it tastes. Even though when it's going down, you know you're going to feel sick when you get done. Okay? But you eat it anyway. That's lack of self-control. Okay? Just like when you're faced with a bullying situation. Okay? When somebody gets under your skin and you want to tell them off and you think, it won't hurt just to call them one little bad name. It won't hurt just to get on Facebook and talk about them. I'm not saying to their face, but it takes a lot more self-control to completely say, no, I refuse to do that. I am not going to say anything about this person. I don't care how bad I want to do it. It takes even more self-control if you are thinking bad thoughts about that person and you are able to push those thoughts out of your mind and not dwell on them. Okay? So, do you see how there are levels of self-control?
Yes.
You understand that? Okay. What are some examples of poor self-control? If you have bad self-control, maybe you eat too much, maybe you spend too much, hitting people too much, yeah? Talking too much, not getting enough sleep. Okay, anything in excess. Okay? Anything in excess. Alright? I have a problem with the Chex Mix that's in there in my cabinet. I cannot eat just 2 handfuls. No, I have to eat half the bag. Okay? That's lack of self-control. Alright? Now, also, you can think about examples of poor self-control include alcohol. Okay? Alcohol is a big one. I'm talking to you guys about this. I know that some of you are younger and you've never been introduced to that, but I also know there are a lot of high schoolers here who do drink and who have drank. Okay? I am telling you, in the matter of alcohol, you will get to the point where you are 21 and you are allowed to drink alcohol. Okay? Whether you're there yet or not. Let me tell you one thing about alcohol, and that is, more is not better, folks. Okay? 1 drink may make you feel a little happy. 2 drinks might make you feel like you can dance. Okay? When you have 10 and you're laying on the floor puking, it's not better. It's not fun. Okay? So that's where self-control
driver on 70 in front of us, working back and forth.
It was scary.
Yeah, that was pretty messed
And,
up.
It was like
he almost drove the car into another semi, and it was bad, so we sit back.
So it takes self-control also, not to just not drink too much, but not to get behind the wheel, right? Anywhere. Anywhere. I don't care if you're just down the street. You get behind the wheel, not only do you take your own life into jeopardy, but you don't think about the fact that you may hit someone like my daughter Lauren. She was not hit by a drunk driver, but she could have been. You know, somebody could die because of your poor self-control. Right? This is why we need to exercise this muscle. Okay? Some of you have not had the opportunity yet to exercise your self-control muscle very much. Okay? Some of you are not very good at it yet. Let me tell you something. Self-control comes with maturity. Now, I see a lot of you on Facebook saying, oh, you know, they're so mature, they're so mature. Stop and take a look at your own life. Are you immature?
Yep.
yes.
All of us are at times, right? One very important way to make yourself be able to become more mature is to develop self-control in your life, okay? That includes everything we've talked about and the things that we haven't talked about yet. Self-control is applicable in almost any situation, okay? More is not always better. You guys get that? Okay. Now, there's one more thing too I wanted to say was a bad example of self-control, and that is when you are talking to someone of the opposite sex and you know that they have a girlfriend already, and you talk to them anyways, and you get a little too friendly with them, and it ends up starting trouble, okay? Self-control would be when you realize, wait a minute, self-control would be when you realize, wait a minute, this person already has a girlfriend. If I continue talking to this boy in a way that I should not be, something could happen, his girlfriend's going to get mad, I'm going to look like a bad person. I need to exercise some self-control in this situation, okay? That is 9 times out of 10, the bullying thing is all over dating relationships, okay? I'm not saying that you should not date around and date different people, because you should. That's what high school's for. However, I am saying it's a bad idea to do it when they're still dating another person, okay? Wait till they're free. That'll save self-control. Yeah. Okay. Can someone tell me why it is important for us to practice self-control? Why should we learn to practice self-control?
If you don't have self-control, you'll never keep a job.
You'll never keep a job.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because unless you're the boss, you're going to be told what to do at all times. And if you can't control and listen to what they tell you, they don't need you. They're going to get rid of you.
Okay, so to keep a job. Why else?
Without self-control, the whole world's clean and chaos.
Exactly. That's exactly right. The whole world would be chaos. He's exactly right. Because we control ourselves when we go into a store, like Brad said, we choose not to steal, okay? When natural disasters happen, and windows break, and, you know, say there's a big flood or an earthquake or something, and the windows break on the store. And you guys ever heard of what's called looting? You know, like people just all run into the store and take whatever they want because there's nobody to stop them. Okay? That's what lack of self-control is. People who don't have self-control have no respect for other people's property. Okay? They would go and take something whether it was theirs or not because they couldn't control their selfish desires. Alright? Selfish desires come from being a child. Every child is childish. Every child has those I want it my way desires, okay? Let me tell you guys something. Most of you in here are not still children, you are young adults, okay? And listen, if I want to call you a young adult, this is not Burger King, you don't get it your way. Let me just tell you, life is not about you. It is not this perfect little box where you are the star of the universe, okay? That is not life. That may be your own little view of yourself, but it is not reality, okay? The reality is there's a lot of different people in this world, and it takes a lot of people to make the world go round. lot of self-control for people to treat other people the way that they need to be treated. To be courteous and respectful. We talked about respect last week, right? Okay? Another reason Yes, Gracie.
Cell phones need to be away. This is like sorry, I know it sounds kind of rude, but having you on your cell phone is not you paying attention.
I bet you were on your cell phone too.
Thank
No,
you.
seriously, I wasn't.
I would appreciate that very much if you guys would take your cell phones away. Okay? Because I take time every week to prepare this lesson because I think that it will help you. It's not going to help you if you're not paying attention. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
One thing too, a lot of people keep up with us through YouTube, and I tried to watch the videos, I can't hear anything you say because of all the side conversations.
That's right.
That is the
So,
God's truth. You
If
can't hear
everyone
it at
can
all.
just, give her the time that she needs to get through the lesson, you guys can mingle afterwards, and it'll be fine.
Thank you.
Respect.
That's respect. That's right. Thank you. Okay, so back to the lesson. It's important to learn and practice self-control, number one, because we can overcome our desire to have everything our way, the Burger King mentality. Okay? Number two, because it keeps us out of trouble. We talked about having a bellyache after you eat too much at Thanksgiving. Okay? What if you have no self-control and you sleep with every guy that comes by? What do you get?
Herpes.
That's what you get. All right? It's going to keep you out of trouble to use self-control. Now, we talked about drinking, using drugs as well. If you have no self-control and you do all the drugs and alcohol and whatever that you want to do, and you hop behind the wheel of a car, or you get in the car with somebody who's been doing something like that, those are poor judgment choices. Okay? Very poor. Because they can end up killing you or killing someone else. They can also just give you a bad rap. Somebody sees you and says, hey man, Rachel, my gosh, I don't even know about her. She's just out of control. Seriously, when people see you not exercising self-control, you get a bad reputation. Okay? You need to be able to learn to control your desires. Alright? You can avoid fights by keeping your mouth shut. When you learn to control your mouth, that's going to keep you out of trouble as well. Okay? Bankruptcy from overspending. You spend too much and you can't control that. Guess what? You're headed for bankruptcy court. You lose your house, you lose your car, you lose your job. Lots of bad things happen to you if you can't control your money habits. Okay? So self-control is on all different kind of levels, and it takes different amounts of self-control. You're learning a little by little. The older that you get, like my youngest RiseAbovers here, they don't have very much self-control yet. They have to learn the self-control that they need to not overeat, to keep their mouth shut, and shares of toys and things like that. When you get to your guys' age, for the high schoolers, then you need to learn more about keeping your mouth shut, controlling your spending, controlling what you do with your body, okay? You learn a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Then when you get to be my age, then you get to be Ben's age, then you have to learn more self-control, okay? So it's a process that you're never just going to say, oh, okay, I've learned it, I've got self-control, I'm good to go. You're not going to be able to say that, okay? Every single choice you make, you have to choose whether you're going to overindulge or whether you're going to practice self-control in that, okay? Another reason it's important to practice that is because it makes us appreciate what we have. If we exercise self-control, okay, and we have one piece of pizza as opposed to 6, okay, it's going to make us appreciate the fact that when we do decide, you know what, I'm going to splurge a little bit today, I'm going to have 2 pieces of pizza. It's going to taste all that much more better, okay? Or, if you are used to spending $3 a day on lunch, and then one day you have $2 extra that you can spend, you're like, I'm having a $5 lunch today, so you can go get yourself a foot long, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, it makes you appreciate what you have, okay? Acting maturely makes you realize that the world does not revolve around you, okay? Self-control for Kyla right now. Where's Kyla?
Not her.
Raise your hand. Self-control for Kyla right now may be something. She ate donuts before she had pizza, so yeah, she probably has a bellyache. A big thing for her to learn self-control right now is just sitting still. It's hard for little kids to sit still, okay? But when you get older, you learn that skill, you learn that self-control. I can tell the older kids from the younger kids if I have my back turned, because I know who can keep their mouth shut and who can't, okay? It's easy for me to tell. The ones that are older have more self-control. So we're going to practice on those things. Now, to practice self-control, I want to introduce something to you. Some of you guys may have heard of it, some of you may have not. It's called fasting. Who's never heard of fasting? Okay, somebody want to tell me what fasting is, Brad?
I don't know like the complete definition of it, but
You don't
yeah.
know the definition?
Like you sit there and like you don't eat for like a day because it's like against body.
Okay, that's right. Partially. I want to tell you, no, it's okay. That is a good definition. I want to take it a little bit further than that, okay? She's right when she says it's when you abstain from food. It usually has to do with religion. We do it at church to grow closer to God, okay? But fasting can also be not necessarily from food. I can tell you the things that I've fasted from before, okay? I've fasted from food. I've fasted from meat. I've fasted from sweets. I've fasted from makeup. I have fasted from Facebook. I've fasted from TV, okay? Lots of different things. And for, from coffee, that's a huge one.
I've done it from spending. That's hard to do.
Fasting is going without something that you enjoy for a period of time. Now, Christians do this. You guys heard of Lent? Okay? Christians do this as a way to draw themselves closer to God. Mostly it's during Lent. Okay? They say, well, I'm going to give up meat on Fridays or whatever. Our church does it a little bit differently than that. What I'm trying to get across to you guys is fasting can be used as a way to exercise your self-control. Okay? This is why I had you separate into the groups with the things that you feel that you cannot live one day without. Okay? Now, for the people who said they cannot live one day without their phone, raise your hand.
Gotta be honest.
Okay?
I did it before.
Hands down.
I think we know what the challenge is.
We're going to write these down. You said Facebook, music. Well, we can't use clothes.
Yeah, no clothes!
This is going to be really uncomfortable.
No, not bar.
All right. They're making them up after they know.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes, okay? Now, Lauren's thing is my daughter Lauren could not live without her phone. Okay? That was her big thing. We took her phone away from her when we were going to discipline her. If she was bad, if she did something bad or whatever. We took her phone away, and I'm telling you, that child, you would have thought that we cut off her leg. She would cry and scream and carry on, and she hated us. And I mean, just you thought the world was coming in, okay? To take away her stinking phone. So guess what? That's what we took away. We had to make a hold, okay? Because we knew that was the one thing she couldn't live without. As a matter of fact, we buried it with her, okay? It's in the casket. She has her phone to this day. Yes, ma'am.
Every other day you'd ask her, Lauren, why didn't you text me back? She's like, my mom took my phone.
Yeah, and guess what? When I did take her phone, she usually ended up stealing somebody else's phone, okay? Or borrowing somebody's phone, whatever. All right, she was very, very addicted to her phone. You guys know what it means to be addicted to something? Feel like, now it's not you can't live without it. It's what you feel like you can't live without it. Smoking, that's right, let's use that for an example, okay? Smoking. If someone is addicted to cigarettes, okay, just for example, you feel like if you don't smoke a cigarette, you are literally going to die, okay? You feel like you cannot go on any farther with life. Your life is the most horrible thing in the world until you get a cigarette, okay? That's what it means to be addicted to something. It does not mean you can't go without it. It means you feel like you can't go without it. Now, there are people who have stopped smoking in their life. Okay, so obviously you don't die from not having a cigarette when you want one. You don't die from not having your phone when you want it. You won't die if you go a day without Facebook. Okay?
You are the man.
You won't die if you go a day without food. No, you won't. I promise you, because I have done it before. You will not die. You will not die if you go a day even without water. You can go a day without that too. Okay? There are a lot of things. Thank you. There are a lot of things that you feel like you can't go a day without, but you can't. You just don't want to. Okay? This is the method of fasting. Alright? It exercises our self-control. Now, I have learned to build self-control in some of these areas that I've told you about because I've done it and I know I can do it because I did it once. I know I went a whole day without food. I can do it again. I know I went a month without Facebook. I can do it again. Would it be fun? No. Certainly not, but I know I can do it, and that makes me stronger. How many of you guys in here want to be stronger? Thank you. That's why you're here. All you people over here don't want to be stronger, you don't care? Alright. My biggest thing is coffee. Like literally, I go a day without coffee, I feel like I'm about to die, okay? But I can go without it if I had to. I just wouldn't feel very good, okay? Now, let me tell you something. I've learned over the years that anything can be taken from you at any time. If there's one thing I learned from losing my daughter, it's the fact that the things that you think you have in your life and you will always have there, you may not always have them there. Anything can be taken from you. So, practicing self-control in the small things makes it easier when the big things hit. Okay? Because I realized before Lauren died that I could go without certain things. I wasn't going to die if I went without food. I wasn't going to die if I went without emailing my favorite person for the day or talking to someone on the phone for the day, okay? When Lauren died and I felt like I can't go on, God reminded me, yes, you can. You have that strength because you've been working on it all this time, okay? And guess what? I found out it's true. I have been able to go on even though sometimes I feel like I can't. Do I like the fact that Lauren's gone? No, not at all. But I can manage with it, okay? And that's what I want you guys to realize. Something that you adore may be taken from you at any moment. You have to learn to exercise self-control so that when something like that does happen, it doesn't rock your world, okay? That's how we fall into depression. Depression is really, really bad for people who think they can't live without something, okay? Because when that one thing you love is taken from you, you feel like your whole world's going to fall in. Does your world fall in? Not really. It just feels like it is, okay? Self-control will not only help you become a stronger person, it helps you in other areas of your life, and it'll help you as you become an adult. Okay? We have to practice self-control in our jobs, Angie told us, okay? We also have to practice in our diet. I used to be able to eat anything I wanted to eat. Guess I can't now, okay? I have to eat like an apple for lunch, all right? You have to learn those things so that when you get to my age, that you realize you cannot just eat 6 pieces of pizza if you want to. Another thing we have to become disciplined in when we get older is how we deal with our children, okay? If I dealt with my kids the same way that I dealt with my friends when I was 16 years old, do you think I'd be a very good mother? No. Never. No. Every time my kid made me mad, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you. Just don't even talk to me, you know? And I fell on the Facebook all the time and said, oh my gosh, Kyla is just, oh, I cannot believe her. You know? No, I don't do that. Okay? Oh, I love you, baby. Mommy's just playing, you know? Listen, my point is, you have to learn these things. It has a purpose. You have to learn how to properly have self-control so that when you grow up, you don't treat your kids that way. Okay? There are a lot of things in life that you're going to learn as you become older that require self-control. All right? You may also find out that when you start practicing self-control, your life becomes less cluttered. How many of you guys feel like there's not enough hours in the day and you're just running around all the time and talking to somebody all the time and you just get tired of it? I mean, yeah, me. Okay? When you practice self-control and say you decided, you know what, I'm going to practice self-control. I'm going to decide that for a week or 3 days or whatever, I'm just going to go without Facebook and see if I can do it. Okay? Even if you can't do it for a whole week, even if you just did it for a day. Okay? If you did it, you might find that during that day, you are a lot less frazzled. Running around, checking your phone every 5 minutes, you know, you find that you are able to focus a lot more on the things that do matter. Okay? Your friends, your family, who you're becoming, your schoolwork, the things that really do matter. Not whether so-and-so had broccoli for lunch, you know, because you have to subscribe to their newsfeed, okay? That kind of stuff clutters up your thinking. Now, how does self-control pertain to bullying? I think we talked about that a little bit to some extent. It pertains to bullying how? Right, being able to walk away.
That person saying about you, to talk to them about it and see if it's true or not instead of just going straightforward.
Right. It also takes self-control. Remember when we first started this group? Who was here at the very beginning? Raise your hand if you were here. Not very many. When we first started this group, one of the things that we taught in Rise Above was that it's wise to wait before you say something when someone ticks you off. Okay? Now, that requires self-control. Because when you're angry and you're emotional, the first thing you want to do is lash out at somebody. You want to attack them on Facebook. You want to tell them like it is. You want to tell everybody else like it is. It takes self-control to not do that, to wait 24 hours. Even if you decide you have to say it, it takes self-control to wait that period of time before you do. And we also learned at that very first meeting that when you do exercise self-control and you do wait 24 hours, chances are 9 times out of 10 you are not going to be as mad in 24 hours as you are when it first happens. Okay? So you're going to be less likely to say things that you regret. You're going to be less likely to start a fight. And you're going to be more likely to just be like, you know what? They're just stupid. I don't even need to respond to that. Okay?
I know somebody like that right now.
Let's exercise a little bit of self-control with that. It also takes self-control not to engage in bullying as far as laughing when someone else is being bullied. Remember we talked about bystander power? Okay? You have the power. If you are a bystander and you see someone being bullied, it takes self-control not to laugh and be like, oh my gosh, you're so good. No, it takes self-control for you to be like, that's not cool. Really? Did you just have to say that to that person? That's totally not cool. Okay? It takes a lot more self-control than to just go along with the crowd. Alright? It takes self-control to keep unkind thoughts to yourself. Text, Facebook, things like that. To keep your temper in check. Alright? All those things. If you want someone to restrain themselves when it comes to you, you need to give them that same respect. Okay? Remember we talked last week? You have to give respect to get it. And we decided we're going to be the first one to give it. Okay? Exercising self-control is a start of that. Okay, so one of the main precepts of Rise Above is we can't control others. We change the world by changing ourselves. Yes.
Like when somebody's talking about you, is it like, and you want to talk to somebody else about it, and then they like go and tell other people? That's really why it spreads around.
Yeah, it's called gossip.
Yeah, but you want to like get it out and like talk to somebody instead of building it all up.
If you want to talk to somebody about what you say, choose wisely who you speak with. First of all, it should be your most trusted friend that you know is not going to turn their back on you. It can be a mentor like me, Angie, Ben, somebody that you know in Rise Above that you can talk to and just vent and get it off your chest. Just because someone does something to you to tick you off does not mean it has to go on Facebook, people. I swear it really doesn't. Okay? I know you think that's a good place to put it, but let me tell you, 9 times out of 10 when you blast somebody on Facebook, you're the one that ends up looking stupid. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's have some self-control. Alright, so next week's challenge is...
Going without one of the oven to shower. I'm kidding.
Whatever group you said you could do without.
Yeah, right. I ain't going without.
I want you to pick one day that you go without that day. Listen, I told you guys on Facebook you were going to hate me tonight. This is why you hate
you.
I don't hate you.
Strongly dislike you.
Just this week.
Shannon, for the one in music, does that count against like making your own music?
Yeah, music, period.
Oh.
If you have choir, you can't get out of that.
Yeah. Wednesday's gonna be great.
What if you go to church and they play their music and you can't get out of that?
You can't get out of it, that's fine. I'm talking about your MP3 player,
Can we sing to ourselves?
radio in the car.
First off, you're saying one day, so
One day.
don't choose Sunday as your day.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys.
One day.
One day is all we're asking.
We're almost done, I promise. Yeah. Oh, I know you people that chose phone, they're all like. What? Yeah, okay. Alright, so you guys got that challenge? Yeah. I'm not going to ask you how many people hate me because I don't want to see all the rooms. I do want to know, honestly, how many of you guys are really going to try the challenge? Good for you. I want to tell you. I want to tell you, I did not pick the day for you. I was going to do that and say everybody do it on the same day. You can pick your own day, just sometime between now and next Monday. I don't want you to be coming in here telling me, oh, today's Monday. No, okay? It's going to be done by Tuesday. Alright? So, if you're actually going to try it, whether you succeed or not, I want you to give it your best, okay? I want you to do the very, very best. Hold out as long as you can. And when you think you can't hold out any longer, do it a little more. That's right. What about music? You can, yes. Bonus challenge. Bonus challenge. If you can go more than one day, I want you to let me know. Please, post it on Facebook. Hey, I've gone this many days without my bike.
I've gone this many days without a shower. Gross.
If it is Facebook,
Don't tell her.
you can ask me after this meeting for my number and text it to me, and I will put it on Facebook.
Or tell a friend you didn't say it.
Okay? Yes. You got the whole entire week. You go. Time out. You go a whole entire week without it, and it's gonna be a special prize.
If it's a shower, the special prize is you'll stay.
Clothespin to put on your nose.
Yes. If you're in food group, okay? She asked if an apple counts as food. Yeah, everything counts as food unless you
Don't
drink.
leave it on food.
Okay?
Water.
For the food, just like making it to a shake or something.
Let's start shower off.
gotta eat and leave.
Guys, this meeting's gotta end sometime tonight, okay? I can't keep taking questions after questions, please. If you have any more questions, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Alright, afterwards. Okay? We want to, now that we've done the challenge, I want to get into a little bit of the business part of the meeting, okay? Want to let you know, those of you who did not sign the cards on the back table, need to sign them before you leave. We have a card there that is for the residents at the Autumn of the Lake Nursing Home, which we are going to go and sing at in a couple of weeks. That is going to be on Sunday, December 11th at 2 o'clock. We'll be meeting down there. I want you to come maybe 10 minutes early so we can practice a couple songs in the parking lot or whatever. We're not professional singers, so we don't have. But listen, we will be taking account at next week's meeting to find out everybody who plans to come to that, okay? Now, this week, on Sunday, what's the date? Sunday the 4th. Sunday the 4th. This coming up Sunday. We will be having a little crafting party kind of thing in here. Well, what we'll be doing, we're not making it now. Sunday at 3 o'clock. We will be, guys, just let me spit it out, please. Thank you. We will be painting ornaments because we are going to give the residents each an ornament from Rise Above, okay? So if you want to come and paint some ornaments, even if it's just for a little bit of time or whatever, come out, have some chips and pop with us. 3 o'clock this coming up Sunday. Okay, got that? Yes, please.
You want that Indian time in case somebody can't be here at 3? You want to say 3 to 5 if you can't?
3 to 5, yeah, it's over at 5. I'm going to the house and y'all can come home. Okay? All right. Now, so if you have not signed the card back there for the residents, please do that. Also, just a minute here. Also, there was another card back there to thank the couple that gave us our refrigerator. And please, we're going to make sure that everyone signs that. We're going to give them a couple of Rise Above t-shirts and really thank them for their donation. So make sure that you sign that card too, okay? Amanda, can you give us an update on Hunter, please?
Doing really good. He got all his wires off last week, so he's just finishing up his antibiotics, and he should be home by the 5th, but they haven't given us a specific date yet. That's great.
I also want to, if Gina is still recording, we want to say thanks to Ben's cousin Trisha for the angel wings.
Thanks, Ben.
Last week I was kind of concerned because it was Thanksgiving week and I thought maybe our numbers would be down. Guys, we had our biggest week ever last week. We had 81 people here. We had 8 newbies and we had 21 people complete the challenge. That being said, I want to say to your friends, keep coming every week, even when there's holidays and things like that. I mean, I try not to cancel it. I need you guys here every week. I need my hugs, okay? I appreciate every single one of you being here. We love you. Okay.
Does anybody want to volunteer to help take people back down to the school? I'll take you down first.
I'll do
And then, so everybody doesn't have to walk.
I can only think
I will piggyback.
No, you won't.
What if she put them in the back of her truck?
We can do it. It's up to you.
I promise we're almost done, guys.
It's fine.
I know it's hard for you guys to use self-control. Okay. I also wanted to show you, I know a lot of much are they, Amanda? $2 piece.
And I have more that are angels.
Angels and things like that. Then we have these braided ones, keychains as well, and they are, how much are they?
Them are,
4?
These are large ones are 6 apiece, ones without beads are 5.
I don't think we have that many left, really. So if you want one, I mean, if you don't like it as a keychain, you can make it into a bracelet or whatever. Yes. These bracelets? Yeah. Yes. These bracelets are $3 if you know somebody who needs one who never comes to a meeting, because you can get one for free by coming to a meeting, but if you want to sell them, they're free. Now, you see this little bag right here? This is all I have left. We are getting new bracelets. I ordered them, okay? And you will have to buy them, okay? Because they're going to be $3, but they're awesome. They're like this color purple and they're black, like mixed, like a tiger stripe.
I'm buying
I have to get one.
What's going on Friday?
What's going on? Oh, I will get to that. Hold on. Okay. Is that all the stuff I have to sell?
Yes.
This is not what they look like. Somebody with a new t-shirt. Come on.
I got the
That's an old one. That's a new one. Here's what the t-shirts look like. They're $15. I have limited available right now, but I can take orders if I don't have one for you in their size. Okay? Now, when we decide to go to sing for the old people on the 11th, please, if you have a Rise Above t-shirt, wear it. If you don't, if you have a Lauren t-shirt that's purple, wear that. If you just have a purple shirt, wear a purple shirt. We want to bombard them with as much purple as we can. Okay?
Bombard it.
Never raise purple. If you want.
I like my red. I like my red.
Shut up! Yeah, let's just be quiet for a second. Thank you. Okay. Friday, we were supposed to go to New Lexington and pitch our program there. That has been moved to a different date. It will not be on Friday. It is going to be on the 15th, which is a Thursday, and it's going to be at 8:45 in the morning. Now, we do have spots for a limited amount of people to be able to join us. However, you are supposed to be in school that day. You are not allowed to come. Okay? So this will be for maybe my college Rise Abovers, adults, if you're homeschooled, something like that. If you're supposed to be in class, you are not to come. All right? Because we don't want to set a bad example. It's not that I don't want you guys there. It's that I want to set the example so we don't skip school for this. Yes, please.
What if I happen to have a doctor?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna schedule my doctor's appointment.
What if I'm just
Me too. That's not no.
I mean, that's on you.
I'll have the stomach.
That's your guilty conscience, not ours.
Also, I think I'll keep pitching this too. In February, we have a day where we don't have school, but the Ohio School for the Blind does have school that day. It's February 27th. We're going to be doing a field trip, and we're going to be having lunch with them and spending the day as blind kids. Okay? And let me tell you right now, they are way excited to have us come, okay? It's going to be a really cool experience. I will need help driving people, so if you are a driver, make sure that you're 3 days. All right. Be quiet, please. Quiet. I'm going to lay this sheet out back, right there where the cards are. This is the sign-up sheet for next week's snacks. If you can bring a snack, please sign up, okay? I don't have money to keep bringing the snacks every week, but we do want to give a shout-out. Blaze's family provided the pizza for us.
You can jump with me, Kyla. Jump with her.
You can do it for 1 hour. I'll tell you when the hour is up.
Yes,
Okay, your hour's up.
No, it's not. That was less than a minute.
My uncle said that he'll make stuff for us.
I'm the trash man.
And I will always check.
smooth, man. That's what's up.
I know.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little harder.
Two more things, and then we can be dismissed, okay? Two more things. Number one, we want to give a shout out to Mackenzie Stoy, who lives in Kansas and has started up their Rise Above chapter this week. Best friend. Okay. Secondly, and this is last but not least, Rachel. Where's Rachel Sims? Come on up. She needs to tell us about a little opportunity that we have here to help someone. Okay.
I love you.
Wailing.
Many of you know Hunter Nicely or his sisters, Caitlin and Haley.
Ooh, Hunter.
But I've grown up with Hunter. I've known him for 13 years. And he has muscular dystrophy. I'm sure a lot of you see him in the hallway. And you wonder what's wrong with him. I mean, just look. It's hard not to. But I had to write this down because I'm not good at just getting everything. So great. Right. Everyone, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine your usual living routine. Hop out of bed, get a shower. If you're my age, you get in your car and drive. You get out of your car, walk across the parking lot, and up the stairs to your home. You have to go to the restrooms, back down the stairs, and across the school. You don't even think of it as a big deal, other than the fact you actually have to get up and move. And it's back up the stairs and across the school to your next class, all in under 4 minutes. I'm sure you don't even consider these things because a lot of times I myself do. But I want you to flip that each one. When you wake up in the morning, it takes you 3 minutes to write yourself so you can actually get up. When you take your shower, you can't stand long enough to even take it. You have to get in the bath and have help getting in and out of the tub. Instead of driving, you ride a bus and everyone makes fun of because it's called the short bus. You physically cannot walk from one end of the parking lot to the other. In fact, you can't walk 100 feet without some kind of support. When you have to go upstairs for your homeroom, you can't just run up the stairs and manage to make it before the bell. You have to use the elevator, even if it is just to run downstairs for 10 seconds to use the restroom. Imagine that's been your life since 2nd grade. Imagine that a doctor has stamped a date on your foot telling you that no matter what you do, you're going to die young. Imagine a life where your lungs are not strong enough to keep you breathing through the night and make you out of your moment's notice. Imagine being 16 and being on heart medication because your heart isn't strong enough to pump the blood you need to your body. Imagine living like that every day. That's what my best friend lives with every day of his life. It breaks my heart more than you'll ever imagine. I go to bed crying some nights, wishing I could somehow go back to preschool when he and I didn't have these things to consider. But I'm done sitting around watching my best friend run away to nothing. I've talked to Hunter's family and I've also talked to Hunter. In March, right before his 17th birthday, they're having a muscular dystrophy walk in Ashley, Ohio. I plan on going and taking Hunter with me. I'd love to have all of your support in this, but I need some of you more. I'm hoping to have big sales, post flyers, and do whatever I can to raise money for this. My goal is $500, but I'm reaching for $1,000. There are many different forms of muscular dystrophy that no known cure. I don't think we'll find a cure in time to save my friend, but if this money one day helps find a way to slow the progression, then my job will be done.
So we want to keep that in mind with March coming up. Everybody knows that March is Lauren's birthday. And with it coming up on Hunter's birthday as well, I think March is going to be a really special month for us to be able to get out there and get the job done. Let's take every bit of support and love that we have in this room and put it Hunter's way. Lauren's not here anymore. Hunter is. Okay? Let's make a difference. We can. One person at a time. All of us get together and sponsor her in some way to be able to give some proceeds of something. We can do a bake sale. We can do something. Angie will make sure that we have some kind of a fundraiser. If any of you want to join Rachel and walk with her in the muscular dystrophy walk, that would be great as well. Just talk with her and let her know, okay? We want to do everything that we can to support her with our group, okay? Yes, ma'am.
One last thing. We, especially since it's always YouTube, tell Brittany congratulations for passing nursing.
That's right. Yeah, my daughter Brittany passed her last class and she's officially a nurse. Yay! she'll be here and we can honor her with actually being here. Yes?
Is Jackson coming?
I don't know. Any other questions or anything? All right, who's up for the challenge? Gonna do it, right?